In case you missed it, this week on It's a Wonderful Podcast, on Monday we kicked off Season 4 of Dawson's Creek on our spin-off show Morgan Hasn't Seen TV, talking Dawson's Creek Season 4 Episode 1, Coming Home, and Episode 2, Failing Down. We get into the conflicts, the new characters, and so much more. You can find brand new episodes of Morgan Hasn't Seen TV every Monday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast YouTube channel. Right now, Discovering Dawson's Creek alternates every other Monday with episodes of Diving into Doctor Who. You can also now listen to Morgan Hasn't Seen TV on the It's a Wonderful podcast feed. Then on Wednesday, we continued our late 70s series on Morgan Hasn't Seen with the winner of this month's video podcast episode, Smokey and the Bandit from 1977. We get into this film's lack of plot, its fun story, Burt Reynolds as a sex symbol, and so much more. So you can give this episode a watch over on the It's a Wonderful Podcast YouTube channel, with brand new episodes of Morgan Hasn't Seen every Wednesday on the It's a Wonderful podcast feed. Then on Friday, on our Classic Films podcast, It's a Wonderful Podcast, we continue talking the films of Olivia de Havilland with The Snake Pit. The film was released in 1948 and sees de Havilland as a confused woman who finds herself in an asylum, not remembering how or why she's there. On the episode, we get into psychotherapy at the time this movie came out, de Havilland's performance, and so much more. You can find new episodes of It's a Wonderful Podcast every Friday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. Coming up next week, on Monday, we'll be continuing Diving into Doctor Who on Janine Hasn't Seen, with episodes 3 and 4 of Season 1 of the New Who era. And on Wednesday, we'll be closing out our late 70s series on Morgan Hasn't Seen with Phantasm. And on Friday's episode of It's a Wonderful Podcast, we'll be finishing off the Olivia de Havilland series with My Cousin Rachel. It'll also be a Deja Vu episode, as we'll be talking about the Olivia de Havilland version of My Cousin Rachel and the 2017 remake starring Rachel Weisz. And don't forget to keep an eye on my socials for our weekly podcast questions. I hope you'll check out everything we have going on this week on It's a Wonderful Podcast, and we'll see you next week for more.